Bring on the MEMEAFISTA. There's no way that you're gonna be able to win consistently if you have those in your decks. More. We're dealing with a madman here. How is he ever going to be able to win a game with that many MEMEAFISTAs? More. The MEMEAFISTA. Alright, so if you didn't guess, we're going to be talking about the MEMEAFISTA today. It is part of the segment that I'm going to start doing. It's Trash Tuesday. It is the most wonderful type of trash, right? Because it's the trash that kind of makes you want to do things that are very bad. You know, you want to run, like all of these, just all of the MEMEAFISTAs everywhere. You just want to be like flooding the board with them. As you can see, it's a blocker. It's a decently beefy boy. He can swing in if you really need him to. You probably don't want him to. And then there's also the counterpart. One of the major things about the counterpart, he has a counter, one, which is just way better in a lot of ways. Even though he can't block, but he is a 6k body for 4. And then you have the MEMEAFISTA, and he's just like, you can run as many as you want in your deck. And that's what makes him like beautiful trash, because like you could just run 50 MEMEAFISTAs, even though it's a terrible idea. And I'm going to go into, first off, how all of this stuff works, and then I'm also going to go over the reason why you at most want to be running like 4, maybe 6 of these if you were to really like ramp up and have a decent deck, because there's a lot of different things you can do with it. But anyway, so let's talk about the engines for this, which the thing is, there's not a lot of engines. If they introduced new cards, if they did some stuff where you could have a couple more searches for them, or if they had some Navy-based stuff, that would be a good way. But the first thing that we have here is Sentomaru, okay? He is a banger of a card, right? Because what he does is you just put a Dawn on it, right? And then you activate him for a turn, and then you get to pull out a Pacifista out of your deck, and you get to play it, right? Really, for 2 cost. So he's a really banger card. Mostly what makes him so good is you don't have to rest him. So it makes it so that he is surprisingly difficult for a lot of the colors to take out. Like for red, you're gonna have to have something like Gum Gum Jet Pistol, which kind of feels bad because there's a lot better targets for blue in this. Or you're going to have to Otama Robin, which you're generally not going to want to run an Otama to bring down that just so you can take him out. But if he is just putting out a blocker or a big body every single turn, it's just going to like spiral out of control really fast. And that's one of the downsides, or that's one of the upsides of running this. Obviously, the thing that makes this bad is running like 20 of them, right? And then if you were to go into green, the ways that you would have to take him out is because you're generally not going to attack with him unless you really want to. But like if I can just put out a free body every single turn, I'm going to be doing that over an attack, because like that 5k blocker that's coming out each time, it first off it thins out your deck. It's insane card advantage because you just get to pull something out of your deck. And then So you just have him on the board, and you don't even have to rest him. So if you really need to, you can swing. But I would only swing if you like either out of the pacifistas or the MEMEAFISTA in your deck. And then how you take care of him in green, right? You're going to actually have to do generally 2 cards, which feels really bad for green because you're going to have to either run like a Nekomamushi, right, to rest him, right? So you rest him, and then you're going to have to pull out a killer, right? And then killer just kills him when he comes out, which is just feels bad because they just spent 3, you had to spend 5 to deal with it, and they probably got a free body on the board, right? They got a body on the board out of it. You had to deal with it, and then so this is like a good advantage card. And if they don't deal with it, you're just putting out bodies every single turn, right? For 2, or let me see. Yeah, for 2. Like you're putting out a 5K body for 2. So he is nuts. It's just hard to find him. There's not a lot of ways to search for him. And you're basically just like you're hoping that you get Sentomaru, and then it's great. But if you don't get him, or if he gets killed with like the next thing in green, you're gonna have to Itzo him, which feels bad because Itzo's a 2K counter, so you kind of want to hold him up, and then you can also X-Drake him if he's rested. Which what he does is on play he kills 4 power or 4 cost, and then the other thing, to rest him, you're going to have to use Okiku, and then you usually would like swing on him with your leader or something. That's probably the way that I would deal with him if I was going to play green, which is kind of my primary color. And then for purple, I mean, obviously there's Who's Who, right? Who's Who, you just put him out, minus your Dawn. You just take out Sentamaria. It doesn't matter. Is he unrested? Is he rested? No. Who's Who just destroys him. He's no longer a problem, right? Then there's also Little King. You have the 6 cost King, which he's 7K power. And then you minus 1 Dawn, you kill a 4K, or you kill a KO 1 4 or less cost. So you can just take him out with that. And again, if you don't take him out every single turn, they just put a Dawn on him, and you are just flooded in pacifistas, right? And then you have King. And there is probably a couple other ways to destroy him, but these are just kind of the ways that you optimally want to. There's, of course, things like Big Kaido and then regular Kaido that you could kill him with. But it feels bad when you're taking out something with this much, or that's a 3 cost, with something that's supposed to like intended to kill like a 6 cost. But that's one of the things. He is actually a really good card, and I think once there's some Navy support, he's going to be busted. And then when I was like looking at this video trying to figure out how blue takes care of him, I was surprised to see there wasn't a lot of ways, right? You have overheat. Not really ideal, right? It's a first thing is it's a counter, right? Second thing is it returns him to his hand. So, oh, cool, it's back in my hand. Next turn, 5 cost, and I put out 7 cost. So it's just a net benefit to them. The only real, or you can Alvida. Again, Alvida, so you Dawn, you went down a card because you trashed a card to do it, right? And then, oh, cool. It just goes back to my hand. Next turn, oh, he's back out again. There we go. You trashed a card. I got another pacifista out, you know? So the only real ways to deal with him is Jinbei, which he's 4 for a 2K, and he returns a character with cost 3 or less at the bottom of the owner deck. So that guy is out of here. He is at the bottom of the deck. You no longer have to worry about him. That's good. But you paid 4 for a 2 cost, which it is a really good effect, but you only got rid of 3 costs, so it's just kind of a Like, it's just, it's fine, but it's not the best. It's not the best thing that you want to be doing generally with Jinbei. But it does get rid of him. And then the really bad thing, running Mihawk, right? So pay 9, right? And on play, one character with a cost of 7 or less at the put one character with a cost of 7 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. So you could have gotten rid of any number of great cards. You could have gotten rid of a bunch of different stuff, and instead you drop a Mihawk to get rid of Sentomaru, man. Like, that is just a nuts way to deal with him. But he's kind of somebody that, like, if he's just putting out all these pacifistas every single turn, like, there's not a lot of ways other than that to really deal with him. And then, so that was just to go over Sentomaru, like, and kind of highlighting, even though the MEMEAFISTA, not an amazing card, that's largely due to the fact that there's not enough ways to get Sentomaru out of your deck. Because if you had a bunch of MEMEAFISTAs and you were running a Sentomaru, you could just literally pull out 3 blockers every single turn. They have 5k power. You're sitting pretty, and they have to come up with a way to answer him. The only issue is, how do you get him? And if you're running if you're running like mostly the MEMEAFISTA, you're basically, first off, it doesn't have a counter, so you're just going to be getting hit, right? And second off, there's not ways really to get him out, right? There's not a lot of great ways to get him out unless you have Sentomaru, and getting Sentomaru out is just a nightmare, right? And then the other thing that works with the MEMEAFISTA is Bartholomew Kuma. And what he does is you can play up to 1 pacifista with a cost on KO. So on KO, play up to 1 pacifista with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. So he goes in, you got a 5k blocker, you KO him, and then you get a MEMEAFISTA. Like, that's good card. I mean, anything that replaces itself from its hand is super good. Obviously, Sentomaru, if you can protect him, it's super strong. But again, like, let's say you're running like 20 MEMEAFISTAs, right? You're just running just like tons of MEMEAFISTAs. You're just like, I want to run as many of these cards as possible, which, I like meme decks. Memes are dreams, right? I'm all about some meme decks. I think that's a lot of fun. I think it's a good way to play if that's what you want to do. I have some meme decks in specifically Magic, which is like where I started playing card games back when I was a kid. But anyway, so like, let's say you're running just like a stack of them. You're running so many of these. Okay, and then you go to draw your hand, right? You draw 5 cards. There you go. And ba-bam, right? You get 5 MEMEAFISTAs, right? Okay, well, so let's say, like, if you're lucky, you're going second, right? Because then turn 2, you put out a MEMEAFISTA, you're sitting pretty. Okay? And if you're talking, but if you are the person who ends up going, if you're the person who ends up going first, literally, you don't even play the MEMEAFISTA until turn 3, right? So if you didn't get a Sentomaru in the top of your cards, if you're just drawing, like, which is pretty likely if you're running like 20 of them, right? You're just drawing MEMEAFISTA after MEMEAFISTA. You're just like, okay, what do I do? So you draw 2 cards, and you're just completely and totally flooded with MEMEAFISTAs. Like, you're going against red, they're probably going to have you down like 3 or 4 life, maybe even have won the game that fast because you don't have a counter in your hand, you don't have a way to deal with it. But so that is why it is very risky to run this, but it is fun, right? And I am all about, it's a card game, right? Have fun with it. Like, it's like, let's just enjoy ourselves. If you really want to do the MEMEAFISTA deck, I haven't seen anything that looks super great. I think once they add in some support for it, it could be a really fun. You could do some cool stuff with it. But as of right now, I mean, at most 6 of them, because if you end up having only MEMEAFISTAs, it's just a rough go of it. All right. So that's the Trash Tuesday where we talked about the MEMEAFISTA today, and it was a lot of fun. Well, be sure if you like my content, be sure to subscribe. I'm going to do actually today. I went and I did some. I went to one of the locals. I did meh, but sometimes you do. But here's the pack. Let's see if I'm lucky enough to get the MEMEAFISTA on the MEMEAFISTA game. So we got Otsuru. We didn't get the MEMEAFISTA. Okay, we got Jinbei, Kozuki Momonosuke, and we got a big kid. I am not mad about that. That's a good card. That's definitely something that you want to be seeing in your packs. He's a banger of a card. Just puts in work. He's really tough. So what he does is if you have a Dawn on him, right, they have to swing at him, right? And that is unbelievably strong. It's a really awesome combo. Or he's an awesome card that way because it's just really hard to deal with. The major thing is that he's 8 costs, so it can be tough to protect him on the turn that he comes out. But once you have him protected with some blockers out, he is amazing. Yeah, he's definitely this is definitely one of the staple cards in green currently. It's played in a lot of Law and it's played in a lot of Kid. But anyway, thank you guys so much for taking a look. I'm glad that you guys got to learn more about the MEMEAFISTA. And hopefully I'll see you guys again for the next Trash Tuesday. Be sure to have a good one and take it easy, guys. Appreciate it.